Melodee Meyer, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Cheval. Great. It's so good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be on the show. Really honored. Uh, let's go start with an icebreaker. So, do you have a favorite sports team, and if so, who is your favorite sports team and why?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I know that you ask other people this, and I should have prepared myself, shouldn't I? But I got to tell you, I don't watch any sports, like zero. In fact, the joke is when there's some kind of playoffs, I always ask what sport is having the playoffs because I don't even know what season it is. That's how bad I am. So I can't actually answer your question at all. Like I couldn't even make up something.
Well, in a sense, you can because you're a martial artist. So let me flip the question. Who's your favorite martial artist?
Wow, that actually might be harder. Um, my favorite martial artist. Well, I have to say it's going to be really cliche, but I do love my Bruce Lee. And really, I think the thing that I love about him the most is not his martial arts, but really his philosophy. He's actually quite a philosopher. And if you've read any of his stuff, then you know that, and I think he really wanted to make it big in movies, but that was because he really wanted to get his message out to people. And he knew that the more exposure he had, the more people he'd be able to reach with his philosophy. So for that reason, I'm going to have to say the Bruce.
I definitely agree with that. I definitely love Bruce Lee, especially watching one of his films when one of the messages was when he had he in order for him to be successful in movies he had to go to the back door, which meaning like he went to Asia to
Yeah,
become a movie star per se,
yeah.
and indirectly that helped him to be like recognized in Hollywood per se. But but I got it. But how let's like how does that transition into what you do as running your Fit Free project?
Well, I want to tell a Bruce Lee story because I think it will help that little transition. Many people don't realize that Bruce Lee was was the one who came up with the idea for Kung Fu, the TV series, and that's because he wanted to, of course, be the actor for that series. But they didn't think that an Asian person could pull the audience. So they cast, of course, as we know, David Carradine, who is not Asian, by the way. And, when you read about this and what Bruce Lee had to go through, really the discrimination that he had to go through, even though he was the most qualified for that role per se, like as far as his skills, that translates a lot into business and it translates a lot into our personal lives where we are discriminated in some way, either, and it might not be about race, and it might even be discrimination that we have against ourselves for, I'll tell you one that I see all the time, discrimination against fat, for instance, and how people beat themselves up about the way that they look, about how much they weigh, what their number is on the scale. This is all discrimination, and it's not fair, and it's not nice. And it traps us. It traps us. So that is what I do. I work with people on moving through the discrimination that they have against themselves and others. Sometimes that comes up too, and really get them to appreciate and love the body that they're in. And that doesn't mean, accepting how it is to the point of not doing anything about it. It's actually creating an action plan that gets you excited and motivated and gives you lots of energy and juice to live a life full of passion and purpose.
Yeah, and that really is a good transition because it leads into your TED talk that you gave, about us being the superheroes. And I love how you started it when you said, if the plane was about to crash, you know, would you be able to save it? And it led to the fact that, in a sense that every time, like in our minds, like, obesity and of course bulimia, and I think I forgot the other one, the one where we think that we need to lose weight,
Anorexia.
anorexia.
Hmm.
Anorexia is 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 about to crash, like to ruin ourselves. But it was really powerful. Can you share with us more about give us a little summary about that chat, which people should watch that chat.
Okay, so I was, that I did that talk quite a long time ago. And it was when people were really talking a lot about obesity and how it was a huge problem, and that, but everyone was looking outside at why there was such an obesity epidemic. And I just wanted to turn the conversation more around to what's going on inside, because that's actually where everything's happening. That's where everything is generated. Okay, so we can say, yes, big pharma, and, they're putting all this crap in our food, and, blame everybody else. Even saying, oh, it's genetic, those kinds of things, they're all, excuses that really put us into being victims. And what I just wanted to shed light on is that really people, there's many reasons for the obesity epidemic, but it's not just what's happening to us. That we're actually doing these things to ourselves because of how we feel about each other, about ourselves. So, for instance, anorexia and bulimia are two sides of the same coin. Using food and in a dysfunctional way because of emotional and psychological issues, right? It's serious. It's not just, oh, start eating or stop eating or whatever, right? This is really serious because it's about mindset. It's about what's going on inside of us. So that's all that talk was really about. I'm not going to give away the whole talk because you should just go and watch it. It's only 12 minutes or whatever. But it really is about what's happening on the inside of us, not just what's happening to us on the outside.
All right. Now, how did now can you share with us of how did you overcome your struggle with bulimia and what was your mentality?
Well, how did I get over that? I don't know. I don't know if you ever get over it completely. It's part of my story. It's just part of my story that, and my story continues to live on as I continue to live on. So, I still struggle with food and using food in inappropriate ways. Does that mean I still do bulimic behaviors? No, I don't. But do I still have some of those poisonous thoughts that come in sometimes? Well, yes, I do. And but now I've just learned techniques on how to deal with those thoughts rather than trying to make myself wrong or bad or go off into a binge or something. I've created support for myself. I've got, like I say, techniques around helping people with that. And I find, and that's what I do. That's why I do this for a living, so I can help other people, and in turn, it really helps me. So I would love to say that that part of my life is over. But I wouldn't change it for the world because I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about how I think. I've learned so much about other people, and has given me a great level of empathy for the entire situation. I know people who don't know what it is or have never experienced addiction behavior for themselves have a hard time relating with it. And so I know that that's why I was meant to help people in that arena, because I experienced it as well.
Yeah, and that's really awesome. And of course you use martial arts as well to get to where you're at right now. So, like, can you share with us, about? about how martial arts can help those of us who are entrepreneurs as well,
Mm.
be successful for the better.
Oh, that's such a great question. Well, because I really do believe that, and I'm actually working on some different things to be able to share that information even more concisely. So, I love martial arts because it's an amazing metaphor for everything else that goes on in life. And I'll give you a couple of examples. So, when you start off in martial arts, you know nothing, right? You're a white belt, and you've got to have this white belt mind, which means you're completely open to new possibilities and to learning. And you've got to have this white belt attitude, this open mind, in order to be able to let anything new in, right? Your cup's got to be empty so that it can be filled with this new information. And it's that same principle whenever we come up against any obstacle, whether it be in business or whether it be personal. Because if we think we know it all already, we don't have that white belt mind, then we can't learn anything new in order to be able to change the outcome. So, conversely, on the other side of that, anything that you want to learn in martial arts is learnable if you train consistently. So if there's some kind of move that you want to learn to be able to do, and I've always got white belts that I want to do that spinning back heel kick. I cannot wait. Well, you'll be able to. You just have to take the steps. It's just a system where you learn little by little. You don't go from white belt to black belt. There's many belts in between. And so you just get to that next level, which gives you a foundation where you can go to the next level. And that applies, as you know, in business and in our personal lives as well.
And of course, that is a good analogy there, because I saw that you're a part of a martial arts business association, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time I've ever heard of that before. Can you share with us about that association?
Yeah. So we, as martial arts school owners, it's like any business. It'd be like being a dentist. You go to conventions with other dentists and you learn. But it's a business association, so that we help each other with marketing. We help each other with different ideas for systems within the school, that kind of thing. So we all learn from one another. It's an awesome association.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
It's a business like everything else. I mean, we're teaching martial arts, and in our school we're teaching fitness kickboxing as well. And so, as with everything, if you want to grow your business, you've got to have a business mind too. You can't just do the skill or the art of it. You have to learn a little bit of the science of it too.
all right. Now, what are the challenges of running a business?
Mm. Well, there are so many challenges. Oh my gosh, that is such a loaded question, Siobhan. How long is this show anyway?
Take as much time as you want.
No, there's a lot of challenges with any kind of business. So I have a brick and mortar business, right, where a location people actually come to, but I also have online businesses, and so the challenges are surprisingly similar, and of course there's a lot of differences too. But I find that for most business people, and what we talk a lot about in my business associations, is that people think it's all about the marketing and all about attracting new people. And I have a little bit of a different philosophy. I don't think you need that many people. I think if you're McDonald's, you need a lot of people. You need a lot of people eating a 79-cent burger kind of idea, right? But if you have quality clients and quality students, you can make a good living by taking care of them the best that you can. So to me, it's about retention. Yes, marketing and getting new people in is nice, and but really creating value for the people that are already with you, I think, is the key. So I always encourage anyone who has a new business, and I know I've met a lot of people on Blab that have new businesses and they want to, grow these online businesses, and they feel bad when they don't have hundreds of followers or thousands of followers, comparing themselves to other people who do and go, oh, I'll really have made it when I had that. It's not about followers, If you have 30 people who follow you, but they love everything that drops out of your mouth, that's much better than having 1,000 people who care less. So take care of the ones that, this sort of gets to, this idea that we all have something really important to share. It's something that I believe that was given to us by God, or, whatever it is that you believe, but that it was given to us. It's our responsibility to get that out there. And it might be the same content as what someone else has to share. In fact, there's very few new things out there. But the way that you have to share it is unique. And there's only certain people that can hear it from you. And in fact, they need to hear it from you. And so that's your job, is just getting in front of the people who need to hear it from you. They might have heard it 1,000 times from somebody else, but they couldn't hear it because it had to come from you and from your experience and with your heart and with the way that you're able to communicate. That really dives into the way they can hear it. You understand what I mean by that?
I do.
Yeah. So that's the key, really, in my opinion. Would I love to have thousands of followers and have a really big influence? If that was what's meant to be, I would love that. That'd be great. However, I have to tell you that I, even just thinking about the few people, that I work with and that I've worked with in the past, that lives have been completely changed, I wouldn't change that at all. I'm satisfied. My work, I've done it. That's what I do.
All right. And the flip side of that question is, what is the rewards of running a business?
The rewards of business.
Running a business.
Well, I think one of the challenges that people talk about a lot, and I know I've come up against it a lot, is the whole idea of building a team. And I have to say that that's one of the biggest payoffs for having a business, is having a team of whom you start to serve them. So, when you can see and you can pass on the things that you've learned and the things that have grown your business, and you can use them with your team to grow your team members, is so rewarding. And you watch them and you see the light bulbs going off for them. It's so great. It's like, it's really great to take a client or a student through a system and watch their life change. But when you can teach someone else to do the same thing, that, I don't know why, is even more rewarding, I think, to know that the work continues and it doesn't end with you, right? You don't want to be the superhero that when you're gone, then there are no more superpowers, right? You want to make sure that the love continues on and that the work goes on even after you're gone.
Yeah, definitely agree. Now, now I know you touched a little bit on Blab, but how important is live streaming, especially for us entrepreneurs who's trying to build a business and reach out to new audience.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love Blab. Okay. I mean, not a little bit, a lot. I really feel like I found my thing. And And that is because I really prefer to work with people. I prefer to see people's eyes. I get a lot from people, from their energy and from the way they express themselves. And I mean, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, Cheval, but I've had people write me things and I just go, oh my gosh, what a great connection, because they're such a good writer. Then you meet them as like, whoa, is this even the same person, right? Because they're just a talented writer, but they're not able to express themselves maybe in other ways and that are important to me. So I just love that that Blab seems to be a way, and Periscope as well, where it's raw, it's real, it's in the moment. You don't have people that can just sort of snow you too much because, frankly, it's all out there. They either know their stuff or they don't. So I love that.
Yeah.
I know it's challenging for people who are a little bit more shy and self-conscious, but I just want to give a couple of words of encouragement, if I could, that part of this whole platform is really about just doing it. And because it's so raw and so in the moment, it's over like that. And you'll learn. You just have to start it. You just do it, and then it'll be terrible sometimes, and it'll be great sometimes. But you start getting a little numb to that. Like once in a while, I look down at my screen. I go, "Oh dear," and I go, "Oh, forget it," right? Because it doesn't actually matter. And when you start getting more numb to it, that only happens the more that you do it. So the more you do, I remember the first few things I did on video. I did them and then I'd redo them or redo them. And then I'd edit them again for hours. It was just, it was so painful. And then even after it was done, I'd look at it again and go, oh no, and just labor over every little thing. It's just, you don't have to do that here. I love that. It's done and get on with it. So it can be more about the content and it can be more about the connection, which is why, we're in the people business. So why not connect the best way you can with people? I can't hear you, Cheval.
Sorry, I muted
Oh, there you
myself.
go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mute you, Melody. Uh, the thing about it is that it allows us to be ourselves basically, and at the same time, I'm an introvert, so this is like me, chatting with with everyone here because I love the interaction with people, and that's the best part about that. Now I got it. Now quickly, since you have been on a lot of since you host your own Blab show, I allow people who are podcasters, broadcasters, television journalists, or the former to ask me a question on the show. I'm going to allow you to ask me a question here.
Okay. Boomy, you are so funny. You just pulled that out, didn't you? You just couldn't help yourself.
Awesome,
I have a little bit of fun, not going to lie.
awesome. But
Oh,
yep.
God.
But
So what questions we got going on here?
you can act. No, I have. Well, what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow them to ask a question after the show since this is still
Okay.
recorded.
Okay, no problem.
But I'm going to allow you to ask me a question. Since you're a
Ask,
since you host your
oh, thank you.
show as well.
Is that what you said earlier? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I would love to ask you some questions, Jamal. So
Go ahead.
what I want to know is what is it that you've learned from sports that you've taken into business?
Oh wow. Well, I've learned that you cannot allow circumstances to stop you from achieving your dreams for the better.
Hmm.
And I'm going to put an example of one with the Toronto Blue Jays. Like they were down 2-0 in the first two games of the AL American League Division Series against the Texas Rangers. They lost the first two in their home city. They had to go to Texas to win two games to take it back to Toronto for the deciding fifth game. Not only did they beat Texas twice, they beat them. They dominated Texas twice, and then in Game 5 of that crazy game, Texas scored a run in a crazy play that led to 3-2. In the bottom of the same inning, the seventh inning, Texas had opportunities to get out of the inning. They committed three errors that led to the time run, and then the moonshot home run by Jose Bautista that led to them take the lead, and it erupted the crowd there. That shows that they had the mindset to believe that they were going to win, even though the circumstances said otherwise. So that's how a sports can help anyone who's an entrepreneur or a writer. That hey, even though things might not go well for you at the moment, you have to keep that mindset to believe that everything will be better for you for the better.
Yeah, that's true. It is all about mindset and everything. Yeah, so I have a saying that I say all the time. In fact, I said it in class this morning when I was teaching kickboxing, that everything is a metaphor for everything. You can really find the parallels and the metaphor in it all. I love it, especially when it's something like you're so passionate about sports. That's why I asked you that question. So, you are the one to bring up the metaphors from sports into any other part of our lives. You could probably give a good example of how to make relationships better through sports, couldn't you?
Probably so. Crap with that. But but it's like like for self help, reasons. I would rather, like to like use sports to let people know that hey, they can succeed for the better. They just have to have the right mindset to believe that they can achieve their goals of being a podcaster or become financially independent for the better.
Yeah, now I remember quite a while ago, Cheval, I asked you what your goals were, and you said that you wanted to move out and you wanted to get your own place. Can you give me a little update on that?
Oh God. Yeah. Well, in a sense, I have moved out. In a sense, I have my own
In a
place.
sense.
No, 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 no. I have moved out, and I do have my own
Okay.
place. But at the same time, I'm not quite there yet to be where I'm financially independent yet. But I'm getting there.
You're
So,
working. Good for you.
was that?
You got a plan?
Yeah, I do. Definitely have a plan.
Nice. So that's
Yeah.
where most people make a little bit of an error, right? That it's they have hope, and hope is a wonderful thing. But with hope, you need to create a plan, and then you need to follow your plan, and then you have to do the work. You have to actually take action. And a lot of people would rather just hope and pray, buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. That is true. That's true.
Good for you, Cheval. Well,
Thank you, Melody.
I see you being really successful, and you know why? Because you have a heart for people. You do.
Thank you.
You have a heart for people. You're always so helpful with people. Even you doing this show, it's helping to people. And I think, when you're serving others, you can't help be successful on every level. So I have no doubt that you're going to make that all happen.
Thank you, Melody. Thank you. Now, now this is going to be a quick two-parter question. How important is social media? And if you had the opportunity to spend one day with someone you admire, past or present, to learn from, who would that person be?
Hmm. Okay, so is social media important? Well, yeah. if you want to do any kind of marketing at all, social media is important. And why is it important? Because it lets people inside for you. It's your opportunity to share yourself. So even if you're a big company, and you'll notice this, even the big companies are doing it, they're finding a way to get into social media and provide a voice for the company so that people can interact, because that's what people want. People want to connect with each other. So social media is a big part. You know, that there are so many different platforms is a little alarming, and it's a big, big time suck, so you have to be careful. And that takes a lot of discipline. But having a plan, even a social media plan, I think is a good way to go, and allotting certain periods of your day and your time during the week to focus on it would be a good idea. And then your second part of your question, it's a totally different question about what person. So I have to tell you that you know, I'm a big Oprah fan. I love Oprah, and watching her through the years. I mean, I started watching her at the very beginning, and just watching her grow was amazing, actually. And I look at all the people that she got to meet during her show, and of course in her life. And there are some people that she's had a chance to meet, and the way she got to meet them and the relationship she actually created with them, I just, I sort of lived vicariously through her probably. So, and one of those people would be Maya Angelou. I just think that woman was amazing. I'm very sad that she's gone now, because I won't get a chance to meet her, at least on this plane. But yeah, from the past, that would be someone I really wish I could have sat down, just had afternoon tea with, and talked about things. Yeah, love the way she thinks. I love her poetry, her strength, her quiet energy, and yet her laugh and her joy of life. Really wonderful. Wonderful role model for me.
All right. Well, where can people find out more about your work?
Well, you can follow me on Blab, because I do a lot of strange things on Blab. Also, Periscope. I'm doing a lot of different things on Periscope too. I'm cooking on there. I am I have a leadership scope that I'm doing on there. And so the social media, I think on Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. I have a website. I'd love for you to check it out, fitfreeproject.com. And I also, you know what I am really excited about? Big girlfriend. I am really excited about a new product that I had to create out of necessity. And that's a whey protein product. It's a supplement that, and you can see that at cleancut.com, K-U-T, clean, K-U-T, .com. And that is a protein supplement that has no fillers or additives or any of the crap that's in all the other protein powders. So I'm very excited about that. This is a new project that that just came out. Yeah, thank you, Brittany. Appreciate that. So that's you can reach me, any of those places.
All right. Well, Melodee Meyer, I want to say thank you for taking time off to your busy schedule to be on What's the Word. I really, really honored. Do you have any final words for our audience that's watching this show and also who will listen here on the podcast?
Well, I just want to encourage any of you. I know many of you watch these blabs and listen to these podcasts so you can grow your own business. And I just want to encourage you to surround yourself with people that you admire, that are doing wonderful things, and collaborate with them, serve them, and find out ways you can support them, and then come up with ways that they can support you, because really collaboration is where it's at. I mean, I met you, Cheval, through Blab, and we made a connection. And now I feel, I don't know why, I just feel so close to you and like I support you 100%. And it's just from, meeting on this platform. So reach out. I know some of you are introverted, but reach out anyway, make comments, and ask questions, and just take some action, get involved, and you'll be surprised where those relationships, it's all about relationships, where those relationships will take you on your journey towards your purpose here.
Well, Melanie, again,
thank you
for, for being on the show.
Thanks, honey. Thanks for having me.